Hello everybody and welcome back to Breath of Fire 2. I am Rupal, playing this game for you. Woo! Turns out it's not quite... Stupid flies. Turns out it's not quite grinding time yet. Before we go grinding, we are going to want to get our town populated. Because what's a town without people? It's useless, that's what it is. Haha. And of the people who we can have occupying our town, there's a number of them that are less useful than others. However, for the first three houses, some of the most useful people are available now. One of them is in Capitan. Hopefully we can reach him in the middle of the night. Let's see. Ah, he's at the inn. The fellow we're going to pick up here, he will fit into house number 2. And he is a merchant. A rather useful merchant at that. Now, other people who we could have in the group. One of them is named Brockton. Supposedly he does something for us. Supposedly he can help raise the maximum ability points on a character. No, he does not. He does nothing. Yes, sir. We shall let the traveling merchant have a store in our town. Yay! Another person named McLean, who lives by the whale cave that we haven't been to yet. He's a fisherman, and if we invite him to our town, he will allow us access to his secret fishing spot. It's not that useful. Or we could have we could also invite Wynn from the Joker Gang's hideout in Mount Rocco. Wynn's perk is that he'll allow us to change the window colors of the game. But not all of the colors get changed, so the others tend to look kind of ugly. The last guy we could have for house number 2 is Bichette, who is in the... He's in the Thieves' Tomb, which is quite a ways from where we are now. And he's a guy we don't want. He will actually steal all of the money from our bank. It's possible to get it back, but why cope with the hassle? Not for someone in Winland. We are going to want to make sure it's daytime, though. Just use this to make sure. There we go. Because here we want to get Baretta, who's in the weapons store. As we learned earlier, this place is actually closed at night, so... You there! Yes. Hooray! Yes, you may open a store here. Beretta will occupy house number 3. And eventually, she is the one merchant whose inventory will actually change throughout the game. Eventually, she will have the best stuff in the game. That's why we want her. Alternative people would be a cat by the name of Aki, who will do absolutely nothing for us. A fellow by the name of Asuza. Ah yes, he's the hunter from Mount Fubi. He will, when asked, he will take us to his secret hunting spot. Which, it would be awesome if not for certain things that happen with these hunting spots when we get higher up in the game. Basically, we won't be able to really benefit from the place. The other 2 people we can get for this house are Makati, who is the guy living in the bathroom at the pub in Corsair. He does nothing for us. There is also a fortune teller by the name of Whoopi, who lives in the church at Hometown, who is useful for giving us hints on what's upcoming in the game. But for now, we want to make our way to Hometown to pick up the person who will go into house number 1. And that person is Hekeller, a merchant who will sell fire-elemented stuff. Other possible people we could get for this house includes Kay, who is the doctor in Corsair. Sadly, Kay is not that useful. For free, she'll give the party an inoculation, which will render them immune to poison for one battle. Yeah. After that, it's completely used. So she's not very useful. We could also get Pooh, the unmotivated bum from the inn. He's actually kind of useful in that he may occasionally go on a trip and come back and will offer to sell us what he picked up, which can be a really useful item. Looks like we need to make time pass. Now we'll go take a nap in our old home because we can still do that. Aha! Another person we can get is Watts, the guy telling riddles at the circus. He will give us hints on how to unlock the secret character of the game, but we don't need him to get said character. The last potential person is a fellow by the name of Back, who can be found in the Armory of Gunts, a place which we haven't been to yet. He gives us a benefit similar to Kay, in that it only lasts for one fight, but it's an increase to a character's defense by 4 points, namely the character who actually talks to him. So he's not very useful. Let's see, are you the guy I want? Yes, you are. Yes, sir, I would. Hooray! This would be a fabulous store. These are the people I've picked are, in my opinion, the best value people to take to Township, which is the name of the hideout. It's called Township. Before we head there, we want to be sure to pick up some items. Chiefly this Tolan. I don't think I have anything else of note. Nope. Actually, I do have one. I want to put this Blossom in there. That way I don't accidentally use it. Because I really would like to preserve that until towards the very end of the game. Let's stop by Township and have a look at it. Because there are things to do. Yay, mountain music. Ryu, why don't you take the lead? It's your town we're going to, after all. Now, a lot of the candidates who we could have taken are not around to be seen anymore. Such as that hunter. Yay, 2 buildings. What all we got? Let's see, this is Hekeller, who is selling a whole bunch of fire-based equipment. And it's pretty awesome stuff. The Flame Sword is not one of the things that we want. No, we want to save up and get the Buster Sword from that merchant outside the Wildcat restaurant. Fire rings! Yes, good stuff to have. So fire element hitter will give us fire resistance. Who have we got over here? I believe this would be the, yes, the traveling merchant. Who sells us a separate variety of stuff. A King Sword, which we don't want. A Wonder Rapier, which is a nice weapon for Jean. Mighty Armor, which is not as good as that Magma Armor. The Demon Shield, which is not as good as the Flame Shield, but Rand can actually equip this one. In fact, it's his appropriate upgrade, because it's better than the Backlaw. And a little cheaper, too. Aha. And then over here we have Beretta, who, at current, sells garbage. That's not a joke. Sadly, it really isn't. But she'll travel over the world to find the best buys. Right now, that consists of nothing. Yeah, it's just kind of garbage right now. But it will be great stuff later. Also, while we're here, we can come and speak with the carpenter, who has, well, tables full of stuff. That is loot. It's what we can use the Tollens for. We aren't interested in this board at the moment, because this is the more interesting board. Or specifically, this staff here. That is a Thunder Staff. We want that as soon as we can get a hold of it. I'll figure out what other item I want along with it later. And up here we have nothing. Aha. But that's almost everything to deal with in town. There is one other perk for coming back to town, and that is the Shamans. Let's see, what's this? Ah yes, the Division BL, which is not consumed. That's something which can be used however many times as necessary. It's used to break a fusion with easily. And there are cases where you may find yourself needing to do that. Sure, give me an explanation. Ah, yes. That is a slight bug. I told her I wanted an explanation and she didn't give me one. So I have to say no. Sana's the fire shaman. Bring them back here, and we can experiment on the Union. Up to 2 shamans. That's not that great of it's not that great of an explanation. Ryu appears on the list, but we can never unite him with any of the shamans. However, he works for a demonstration purposes. Aha. Sana generally increases attack power. Seizo generally increases wisdom. So, could bind Rand with Seizu. Of course, Seizu and Sana never work out so well at the same time. However, if you only want to bind one shaman, just pick cancel. Yay! What's this new power? Rand's wisdom should have gone up. Let's see, 58. If we use this divide thing. 47. Yeah, his wisdom had gone up by 11 points. But there are some better unions to speak of. Yeah, let's do this. Also, any successful union will show up on a list, so you don't have to keep feeling them out. But let's actually unite Sten with fire. And we'll get a slightly different effect. A palette swap. Yay! Woohoo! That's actually a very huge increase in his offensive in his offensive abilities. Yeah, 95. Wow. You can get more than palette swaps, but we don't actually have access to. But we don't have access to any of the shamans necessary to do that right now. But oh well. For now, it's grinding time. I need to go about making a lot of money so I can get my party fully upgraded and ready to rumble, which will save us a lot of time later on. Aha! So I will get on with that, and we shall see you once I'm done. Next time. We'll see you then. Later.